TikTok was good. Now, I'm in the process of breaking down the full fight of Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. And I want to talk about the Bronze Bomber. Now he's going by Dr. Sleep. I want to talk about Dr. Sleep, his recent performance. The first time I watched the fight, of course I was disappointed. And I looked at the game plan and I said, okay, Deontay Wilder had a dumb game plan, yada, yada. But when I'm breaking down the fight, because I'm breaking down the full fight on my Patreon page, that's besides the point. But as I'm breaking down the fight, I start to realize what Deontay was missing. The reason Deontay Wilder lost this fucking fight is because of Malik Scott. Deontay Wilder has a yes man in his corner. He has, a butt kisser, an ass kisser, in Malik Scott. And he needed, rest in peace, but he needed Roger Mayweather to come back from the grave and to jump in that damn corner, bro. Somebody says, how you gonna hire someone you knocked out as a trainer? He didn't even knock out Malik Scott. That looked like a fixed fight because they were friends. But he needed Roger Mayweather. Roger Mayweather would have told Deontay straight up. That's the thing about the Mayweathers. They keep shit a buck. I've seen Floyd Mayweather Sr. getting Floyd's ass in the middle of a fight. Roger Mayweather would have told Deontay straight up, Deontay, most people don't know shit about boxing. And you one of them people that don't know shit. You got here off your power. I need you to show me that power. Stop trying to act like you fucking Floyd and show the power. He would have gotten his ass and Deontay would have got the stoppage. Every time that Deontay Wilder pressed forward, even at 38, his athleticism was too much for Joseph Parker. His speed and athleticism was too much. Deontay Wilder pressed forward 3 different times. I'm breaking down the fight. I'm going to have it done on Patreon by tomorrow. But the 3 times that Deontay Wilder came forward, do you know Joseph Parker's only defense was to put his hands up in the back up? Deontay was too fast. Deborah showed no power. I thought he was going to show power. Who the hell is Deborah? Yeah, Deontay was too fast and too powerful. And he actually buckled Joseph Parker's legs at the end of, I think, one of the late rounds, either round 9 or round 10. But the round had just ended. So Parker got saved by the bell. But Deontay Wilder, he won't be able to deal with somebody that's not a yes man. He likes having Malik Scott. And he likes the bullshit that Malik Scott is telling him. There was a time period in the beginning of the fight where Malik Scott was telling him, before I see a jab, I want to see 2 things. All right? Before I see a jab, I want to see 2 things. In here trying to act like Deontay Wilder is a pure boxer or a skilled boxer. Deontay, you are what you are. You're one of the hardest punchers to ever box. And you're one of the greatest boxer brawlers to make it to the top of the heavyweight division. You got in there with Tyson Fury. Tyson may have cheated. He may have not. You was unsuccessful. But don't try to change up the whole game plan at 38 years old. And you know what else that fucked Deontay Wilder up? His fight with Robert Helenius. Robert Helenius, I think his first name is Robert, if I can remember. He is a tomato can. He is a guy that's sent out there to get knocked out. That's his job, to make stars look good. He's a showcase for a showcase fight. So he's a showcase that they bring. He's the case that they bring to show the fans. Look how great Deontay Wilder is. Look how great Anthony Joshua is. Do you know that Deontay Wilder, he knocked Helenius out with a counterpunch? He spent the entire night trying to land the same counterpunch on Joseph Parker as if Joseph Parker was a tomato can. That was silly. So they tried to reinvent the wheel with a 38-year-old boxer. Malik Scott being a yes man, not being a true coach and telling Deontay, this is where you're lacking. This is what you need help on. This is what you're too far down the road to work on. We cannot turn you into a boxer now. So guess what? You got a great right hand. You have great toughness, a great chin. You have great explosiveness. So we're going to zone in on your strengths. We're going to hone in on your strengths. And that's the attack point that we're going to take for Joseph Parker. We're going to push the pace for the first 4 rounds, see if he can even deal with this power. Before we even get into the boxing match, Malik Scott's supposed to be telling this man, we're going to see if Joseph Parker can even deal with the power that you have. Fuck boxing. Go out there and throw a couple right hands and see if he can deal with it, see if he gets intimidated or not. Instead, Deontay Wilder wasted 30 minutes going to his left and circling to his right as if he was setting up a big shot. To me, that made no sense. He should have never left Breland. Malik has made him worse. Facts. And when you look at his success rate with Malik Breland, what success has he had? I mean, not Malik Breland, with Malik Scott. What is Deontay Wilder's success rate with Malik Scott? Think about it. He lost to Fury, right? Breland saved his life and threw in the towel, right? He loses the next fight to Fury, so now he's on 1. He wins a bullshit showcase fight against a tomato can Helenius. Now he's 1-1, and now he looks horrible in a fight against Joseph Parker. So now he's 1-2. Malik Scott hasn't added anything to this man. So you cannot be surrounded by ass kissers. You cannot be surrounded by yes men. Deontay Wilder is still extremely talented. I'm going to have the full fight breakdown by tomorrow for those of you who support Patreon. There's a lot of stuff that I'm going over, but I just wanted to do this short and quick live to explain some of the things that I saw. Once again, he needed Roger Mayweather to rise out of the grave and tell him, you don't know shit about boxing. You ain't a boxer. I need you to throw that right hand. That's what got his head. You know, Roger would have cussed him out and got his ass straight. Instead, he had Mike Breland talking about, I want to see 2 things before I see a jab, acting as if he's some type of boxer. There's nothing wrong for you to be who you are. Some people are tall. Some people are short. Whatever badges that you come into the world with, some of them can be worked on, some of them can be attained, and some of them you will never have. Deontay will never be a talented, pure boxer. But it's okay because he's one of the hardest hitters ever and one of the greatest athletes still in the heavyweight division. At 38 years old, whenever he pressed forward, Joseph Parker had no answer. The only reason Joseph Parker won is because Deontay barely threw any fucking punches. Joseph Parker was walking straight towards this man without any fear because Deontay was smiling at him and shit, acting like he was wild, like he was setting something up. Only thing he was doing was making himself tired and wasting time. And I made this point in another video. But as you age as a power puncher, look at Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford fought a fighter in Errol Spence who was larger than him. Did you see Terrence trying to move around? No, because Terrence Crawford was turning 37 sooner rather than later. So he knows I'm not going to waste my time moving like how I was when I was young. I'm no longer a spry man. I'm no longer a spry fighter. I'm going to sit down on these shots and I'm going to try to apply my power because I'm not going to have the same stamina in the late rounds that I used to have. So let me get my shit off early and see if the guy could deal with it. That's called Father Time. And people were asking whether or not Father Time got to Deontay. The only Father Time that I saw that got to Deontay was Alzheimer's. Like, he forgot that his ass wasn't a boxer. He forgot that he was one of the hardest hitters to ever box. Because why wouldn't you throw your right hand? Do you know that in the 10th round, Deontay had only thrown 54 power punches? You're one of the hardest hitters in the world. You only thrown 54 power punches? So, yeah, I'm not no hater. I'm not here to bash Deontay Wilder. I'm just going to call it how it is, and I'm about to get up out of this live. I wanted to make this live. The live replay is going to be available on YouTube. Everybody that follow me on TikTok, make sure you follow me on YouTube. These are my points for this live. Mike Breland, your ass need to be fired. Horrible game plan. Horrible game plan. Deontay, you're a great athlete. One hell of an athlete. Every time you press forward, Joseph Parker had no answer. The full fight breakdown will be available on Patreon tomorrow. Deontay, you might want to consider retirement. When you in there talking about your kids and shit, you seem down after the fight. You tried to act like you was good, talking about I'm all smiles, but you seem like your spirit is defeated. So maybe you haven't bounced back from the Tyson Fury fight. But let me tell you something. You fighting a tomato can in Helenius and using that to try to boost your self-esteem, that was silly. Helenius is a nobody. He doesn't compare to none of the top dogs in the heavyweight division. So get that out your head. You're not a counterpuncher. You're a boxer brawler with one of the hardest right hands ever. You know what I mean? You change your name to Dr. Sleep, and that's a good name because your ass was asleep in that fight. But you ask me, you're still a great athlete, but I think that if you're not, I don't even know how you prepared for this fight, but whatever you and Malik Breland doing, if y'all not seeing success, why not retire? You took a lot of shots in that fight against Joseph Parker. You took irreparable damage in the Tyson Fury fight. You and Tyson, y'all damaged each other for life in y'all wars that y'all had. You was a successful boxer. You had a successful career. Why not hang it up if you're not all the way in it no more? And that's just my take on it. Once again, I ain't hating on Deontay. Deontay was a great heavyweight. I don't know if he still is great, but he was great at one time. He will go down in history as one of the hardest punchers, if not the hardest puncher to ever do it. And he's a well-respected man everywhere he goes. Mike Breland, boy, I don't like how ass tastes, but you need to stop kissing ass, boy. That don't get you nowhere. You need to have tough conversation with Deontay. I said Mike Breland. I mean Mike Scott. I keep mixing that shit up. Mike Scott, you need to have tough conversations with Deontay. All right, tell him straight up. But everybody else, I'm out, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Full fight breakdown will be available on Patreon. Yeah, Malik Scott. I keep saying Mike Scott. Malik Scott. Malik Scott, stop kissing ass and tell that man what you need to hear. You might save his life. Because Mike Breland saved his life. Malik Scott, you're damaging. You're taking away from his life. Sometimes we need people to tell us the real things and the tough things to make us better. But I'm gone, man.